Good morning, folks, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, whatever the case may be. Um, Today is December 17th. It is currently 17 degrees Celsius in my place. Oh, goodness, it's only just after 8 in the morning. And I decided to do a WIP and chat before before Jill's live stream from Jill Edwards from Diamond Painting with the Edwards family. She goes live 8, 9, 10, 11 in like just under 3 hours. Sorry, just under 3 hours my time. 11 a.m. my time. Okay, so today's horoscope is December 17th. You are quiet, reserved, imaginative, sometimes impractical, and subject to moods. To be happy, you require a deep and constant love. You are generally bright and happy, and usually manage to get a reasonable amount of comfort. You have few intimate friends. So that is today's birthday horoscope. So if today is your birthday, happy birthday. I am curious to know if people are enjoying hearing these birthday horoscopes. I do like reading them out. Like, I've had this book for many, many years. It was a birthday present for me back in 1996. And I do like reading it. Just a second. It's coffee. Coffee. Yum. So, yes, I am still... Oh, update on my cross stitch. So, let me just turn this lamp on for more light. I got started on the base of the tree. I know it's just a few stitches here, but that's because it is really hard on my fingers holding the canvas. And but yeah, there's a few stitches. So I'm looking forward to the day after tomorrow when I go shopping. Unless my dad lets me use the truck tomorrow, and then I'll go tomorrow. But if I use the truck tomorrow, by myself, I'll most likely have to pay for gas too. And I could use that money for shopping. Anyways, let's get started here on today's WIP and chat. Let me just, excuse me, move this over to there. There we go. And we will get started on this section. Move my little trash goblet there. So it's all ready. Whew. Hopefully I'm able to find a stand for my phone. Something better than this speaker. Don't get me wrong, I do like using the speaker. It's just not much of an angle, really. So, I do have good news. Yay, good news. Let's get started with O here. So, good news. Canada Post strike is over as of today. They are still going through negotiations, but after being on strike for 32 days, they needed to go back to work because it's just chaos with all the packages and mail, and And there's charity organizations that are really suffering because they receive a lot of their donations through the mail. So, but it will be, mail will still be delayed a bit as they get going with everything, because it's such a backlog of letters and parcels. So fingers crossed that I do still. Oh my goodness, the popping noise is just super loud this morning. So fingers crossed that I do receive my packages before Christmas. Strong possibility that I might not receive them before Christmas, but yes, fingers crossed that I get them before Christmas. Would be awesome to get them before this weekend, but yeah, we'll see. I do I am still planning on doing, I will still be doing a live stream. My very first, hosting my very first live stream. When that big, huge, ginormous box arrives. And yeah, it is a big box. She sent me a picture. I don't have the picture anymore, but she sent me a picture of the box. And you could fit a small child in it. Oh, that's how big the box is. It is a big box. So, I'm excited. I am super excited. The very first canvas I'm going to work on, of course, is the one that I will be sending back to her right away. The one that was supposed to be a Christmas present for the vet. And then the next one is going to be my grotesque Cookie Monster. A gift from Mushy from Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting. Yeah, she mentioned in one of her videos that she sent it to me, and she explained the situation as to what happened. Like she had gotten it done as a custom from a small company, a small diamond painting company that had just started out, and she was trying to help out a fellow diamond painter. So yeah, so she got the canvas. It took, if memory serves me correctly, it took like 5 hours to kit it up. I believe that was the one that took 5 hours to kit up. Yeah, and then Sundown had to finish the last like hour or something of the kit up because of all the static. I think that's the one. I'd have to go back and look in her playlist to see, but yeah. And then she started working on it and discovered that there were some patches, there were some non-sticky patches to the canvas. So she reached out to the guy who with the company, and he ended up sending her another canvas, and she gave me permission to get a custom of this grotesque Cookie Monster. I was so excited because yes, Cookie Monster is one of my favorite characters from Sesame Street. The other one is Oscar the Grouch. Yeah, I seem to have a fascination, I guess. I really like the monsters. Like from Sesame Street, there's Cookie Monster and Oscar the Grouch. From the Muppets, it's Animal. And then from Alice in Wonderland, there's the Cheshire Cat. Those are my favorite. Excuse me. And my next shopping, my next order from, oh shoot, too much. That's okay. My next order from Temu, I will be ordering 2 diamond paintings. One of which is Cookie Monster that that Mushy revealed in a recent video that Sundown got her, where he's quite the monster going after those cookies. And the other one is this really freaky looking Cheshire Cat. I'm looking forward to ordering them. With that order, I'm also going to be ordering a washing machine. It's a little collapsible washing machine that I can use in my bathroom, and a nice big fat chunky bike seat for my bicycle. Yeah, looking forward to that. Because yeah, I've actually had both of those diamond paintings on my shopping list with Temu for a while, and I just really want to get them. I've been wanting to get them for a while, but I've ended up getting other things instead, and I really need to I don't go down the Temu rabbit hole as much anymore. I was going down that rabbit hole a lot when I was playing Fishland, trying to complete my 100%. And it took a while, but I finally got my 100%, and one of the freebies that I got, this right here, this canvas right here, is one of my freebies. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm excited about that. So because I live in Canada, and most of the people that play Fishland in Temu are in the States, it just doesn't work. Yeah, I can't help them out. They can't help me out. Yeah, because we're in different countries. Yeah, it sucks. Or else I would be helping everybody out that I could. And I only have like 3 people that actually, like, on my Fishland friends list, and only one of them will actually feed their fish, and that's like once every, I don't know, a couple of months. So that doesn't really help much. Let me just double check to make sure I got all the E's. It looks like it. It looks like I got all the E's. But that's what I thought yesterday with a couple of colors. Alright, some more coffee. Yes, I like to drink my coffee while it's nice and hot. see what else to talk about. Yes, I mentioned in my video yesterday about a YouTuber passing away. Yeah, apparently he had a heart attack. I watched some live streams last night, and he was talked about a lot in one of them. The other one, he's like, nope, I'm not talking about that subject. I want to keep it nice, light, and happy. Yeah, he prefers his live streams to be happy and full of laughter, and I get that. I understand that. And both of those live streams that I watched yesterday, yeah, it's quite it's interesting. I've been watching this one YouTube channel, What the Hales, for several years now. I don't know how many years it's been, but it's been several years. I would have to look back in their playlist to see, to find when I first started watching them. And the way I first started watching What the Hales back when they were having issues with the owner of the warehouse that they were renting, that they had been renting, to store all of their items. Like, they buy storage units at auction, and then they sell all the good stuff from the storage units on eBay. And they were storing all of those items in this warehouse that they were renting from this woman and her business partner. And all the rent checks were going to the company name, and so her business partner was dealing with the checks and whatnot, and she decided to get her crotchety old nose in there and tried changing things, and she basically, it sounds like she was basically trying to screw over her business partner. Yeah, and excuse me, she did some terrible things. And, well, the host of What the Hales, Jeremy Hales is his name, and he took her to court because she changed the locks on the warehouse. She shut the water off, and she shut the power off to the warehouse. And for the better part of a year, he could not access any of these items that he had listed for sale with eBay, through eBay. So he was losing money because of her. But yeah, so basically it ended up going to court, and the judge told her she had to give him a key. She had to give Jeremy a key, turn the power back on, and turn the water back on, because there's a washroom in the warehouse, and his employees would be there for so many hours that they needed washroom facilities. She kept coming up with excuses. I waited and waited, and the guy from the water company never showed up, or I forgot what day it was, or I didn't have the money to pay the bill. That kind of, excuses. The judge told Jeremy that he had He had to have all the stuff out by, he had a specific date that he had to have everything removed from the warehouse. But this was like as long as she had done her part of what she was supposed to do, and well, she didn't. So she went and she changed the locks again on him. Pretty convenient that she can afford to have the locks changed, yet she can't afford to get the power turned back on or the water turned back on, or yeah, one excuse after another. And yeah, he was suing her for goodness, at least $1 million. I can't remember how much, because it was a few years ago now. But and then she went in there and she let her her grandson, I believe it was, go in there, and he started taking things from the warehouse and giving stuff away. And she actually had Jeremy went and he had like a yard sale, like a $1 yard sale. Sold a whole bunch of stuff, and one of the things that he sold was a trailer, like a utility trailer, that he sold to her business partner. And the guy went and he had a few of his things in that trailer parked on the property, and he went back the next day to get the trailer, and the trailer was gone. All the stuff that he had in the trailer was sitting in a pile outside the warehouse, but the trailer itself was gone. And they know she had somebody come and take, basically she had the trailer stolen. Like, she stole the trailer. They never did find the trailer, but they know she was the one that did it, because she actually called the police and asked the police if they could tow the trailer off the property. But yeah, she ended up finding somebody to take the trailer off the property. And it was a huge big deal, what everything that they were going through at that point in time. And he and her niece showed up one day while Jeremy was out at the warehouse with one of his employees, and the employee was filming. And yeah, the niece, like, she showed up with some guy and started harassing Jeremy. And then he was standing in front of her car, and she drove forward a little bit, and she just barely clipped Jeremy's leg. She clipped his leg. And there was, he had a wound, a small wound on his leg. And as soon as she did that, he called the police. He got her license plate number and called the police. And the police were, oh my goodness. This was all going on in a little small town in Ohio called Worcester. And the police there, some of the police officers just, they had been dealing with this situation between them for like the whole time, and they were just fed up. They didn't want to deal with it anymore. There was one video where his two of his employees went to the warehouse, and they were locked out, I think. I can't remember all the details of the video. But the reason I remember it, remember certain parts of it, is because a female police officer showed up. And she did not get out of her car. She just sat in her car the whole time. And one of his employees handed her phone. She handed her phone over to the police officer because she was on the phone with Jeremy. Because, yeah, I think they couldn't get into the warehouse and the cops got called and some other... Yeah, anyways, this police officer, she, I believe she got reprimanded for this afterwards. But yeah, she did not get out of her car to help in any way, and she was really rude, and yeah, she was really rude, and she even she hung up on Jeremy. It was either she hung up on Jeremy or she just handed the phone back. She just stopped talking to him. Yeah, because I think Jeremy was either at home in his new home up north, which is like, I don't know, like an hour or two away from where they were, or he might have been down in Florida. I can't remember. Oh no, I think, no, yeah, this was before they bought their property down in Florida. But yeah, this was before they bought their property down in Florida, because they bought that property, the 70 acres, they bought it in 2020. That's right. And this is before 2020. This was a few years before 2020. Yeah, so it was not that long after him and George started dating. Yeah. And George is not her first name. It is her real name, but it's not her first name, it's her middle name. And they were using her middle name for like privacy reasons, to protect her privacy, but because of the lawsuit that they're currently going through right now down in Florida, her name has been brought out, and yeah. But anyways, I still see her as George. A lot of their fans still see her as George. She'll always be George. George, George, George. Yes. They are an awesome couple. They do amazing things for people. They help people out. They've helped a lot of people create their own YouTube channels. Quite a few. Unfortunately, there are two that basically they've cut contact with. They are no longer friends with these two individuals for different reasons. The reasons were mentioned in a couple of their videos. That's all I'm gonna say, because that's all that's needed to be said. Yeah, their views ended up, yeah, not very good. They ended up turning out to be not very good people. But anyways, they yeah, this channel, What the Hells, they have over 700,000 subscribers. They have lots of members. They've got diehard fans, people that have been fans for years. But yeah, they raise money for well, they don't actually raise money. They do they help organizations out. There's this Camp Patmos. It's a Christian camp. It was actually where Jeremy worked. His very first job was working at this camp. It's a Christian camp, and yeah, they actually they did raise money. That's right, they did raise money. And they donated, I believe it was $150,000 to this camp to buy a boat, a speedboat. Yeah. Sorry about the sniffles. It's darn allergies. They also, when they buy storage units, they try to find the original owners of the storage units and help them out in any way that they can. Like if some of them are like they want like just family pictures and important paperwork. There have been a few that they're like, yeah, I let it go to auction. I don't want any of it. You can keep it all. So they do. In some storage units, they've actually found family members that have been cremated and have managed to reunite them with their family member, with the family. And there were a few that they were not able to track down the original owners. Sometimes the original owner didn't have any family and passed away, so yeah, they ended up with everything. There was one storage unit that they got that was full of microwaves, and it was actually part of a DRUG bust. These guys were hiding money inside all of these microwaves, and it wasn't the only storage unit. There were like 2 or 3 others in other cities. I can't remember all of the places, but yeah, they ended up getting this storage unit. Excuse me. And there was like 20 plus microwaves in this storage unit, all brand new. The majority of them were like, I think there might have been like 1 or 2 that were not in boxes, but they stuck them all the microwaves. There were even 2 or 3 of those big upright air conditioners as well. They just stuck them all into their trailer, and they made some signs, and they parked the trailer in a little parking empty lot on a street corner, and they gave the microwaves away. Yeah, and they filmed the whole thing. Come get a free microwave. And it was just within like half an hour. Within a half an hour, they had gotten rid of all the microwaves, and they even got rid of the air conditioners too. All for free. They actually had quite a few people come up and say, it's the craziest thing. My microwave just quit, or my mom's microwave just quit the other day. And she, yeah, so, and they were all brand new microwaves too. Brand spanking new. They did not keep a single microwave for themselves, even though they needed one. Yeah, they did not keep a single one. 2 or 3 years ago, they, all their fans, well, a whole bunch of their fans, just a second here. Oh, sorry about that. A whole bunch of their fans, they had gone to Egypt. They were in Egypt for the better part of a month, and because George is Egyptian, but she grew up in the States, was born and raised in the States, but her mom and her aunt grew up in Egypt. Well, I think, yeah, they ended up visiting her aunt in Egypt. Her aunt, this particular aunt, does not live in Egypt. But she ended up down there at the same time. Over there. Yeah, she was in Egypt at the same time as they were. That's because a relative was getting married in Egypt, I believe. Yeah, so they were there for the better part of a month. They actually had plans to stay there a little bit longer, but then there ended up being an issue with between a couple of countries that are still having an issue. I don't know what the terms of service are for mentioning the names. I'm not gonna mention the names of the countries, but it's been a big thing for a few years now, a couple of years. Anyways, so yeah, they spent the better part of February in Egypt, and they flew back just before. Apparently they closed the airports down. They shut down the airports for a bit because of this issue going on. So yeah, they managed to get back home just before that happened. Yeah, but while they were in Egypt visiting with George's aunt, her aunt told them about how she's trying to, the year before, she had, she was collecting, like raising money and buying book bags for low-income, the children of low-income families. Because in Egypt, there are no middle-income families. You're either rich or you're poor. There's no in-between, apparently. And so she was, so that's what she was doing. She was trying to, she had a goal of getting 500 book bags for school-age children for school. So Jeremy and George, they get home and they're like, well, let's see what we can do to help. With the help of their fans, and I wish I could have been able to afford to help. I would have if I could have. They donated, oh my goodness, over 7,000 book bags. But it wasn't just book bags. There were some there were like some book bags for the for teachers. There were school supplies. There were toys for the kids. There were even some clothes for the kids. Bathroom items for the kids as well. Yeah, it was just, the outpouring was just amazing. Because they have such a wonderful fan base. They when they hit 500,000 subscribers, they hosted an event down in Florida. Not in the town where they actually live, because the population of that town is like 100. And it's a little tiny town called Otter Creek in Florida, in the Levy County. And they've actually been in the news a few times. That particular town has been in the news a few times since they bought property there. Yeah, they had an event. They hosted an event and they called it Half Mil Time to Grill. And yeah, they had fans from like literally all over the world. They had some from the UK as well as from Canada and many places in the States. And yeah, they had different events, and it was like to know exactly how many people were going to be there. They asked for like $50 per person for like registration. That way they knew exactly how many people were going to be there, and each person that came, or actually each person that registered and paid the $50 got a swag bag, a goodie bag that included a t-shirt, a marker so that they could get autographs of the different YouTubers that were there, because some of his YouTube friends, YouTube channel friends, were there, and the signatures from anybody else that they wanted that was there. There was a whole bunch of goodies. I remember the t-shirt in particular, but yeah, there was a whole bunch of goodies, and the goodies in each bag was worth more than the $50 that they paid for registration. But that it didn't, like, there was also there was food, there were some games, there was a dunk tank. One of his YouTube friends was in the dunk tank, and yeah. Oh, it was lots of fun. And there was also like he had a safe that people could try to break into, and it turned out that there was a prize there was an envelope in the safe with $500 in it. And Jeremy was also going around to and saying hi to people, and I think he would ask somebody a question, and if they answered correctly, he gave them money. He was just giving money away. He said that event cost them like $10,000 to host that event. Yeah. $10,000 to host that event. But yeah, they had a blast. Oh, and it looked like so much fun. I would have loved to have been able to afford to go. But yeah, there were people that were carpooling to the event. Like, there were people from Canada that were going, and it's like, I could have, if I had the money, and somebody to actually I was living with my ex. I was still with him at the time of the event. He could have watched Peaches. But yeah, he actually said that I could go to the event if I wanted to, but like, I needed the money, of course, and well, that's like a lot of money just to get there and back. And they had an eating contest. So the event was catered by a restaurant, their favorite restaurant down there, Barbecus. And they just love barbecues, and it sounds like, oh my goodness, it sounds like really good food. And they're really good friends with the owner of the restaurant down there, which apparently was recently sold, unfortunately. But yeah, it is what it is. But anyways, yeah, so it was hosted. So they had a Barbecus eating contest, and first prize won like $2,000, and I think second prize won a watch. if memory serves me correctly. They even auctioned off one of Jeremy's hoodies. He's known for his gray hoodies. But yeah, they auctioned it off, and they won $10,000 for the hoodie, and that $10,000 went to Camp Patmos. And the owner of Camp Patmos, he was there for the event as well. And yeah, yeah, it was beautiful to watch. It would have been awesome to have actually been there, but it was still beautiful to watch. And this actually, two of their employees, this young couple named Patience and Christian, they were just they were tenants of Jeremy's, because he also owns he owns some houses and apartment buildings, and is like an awesome landlord as well. And when the pandemic first hit and everything was, all businesses and whatnot were shut down, a lot of businesses were shut down, a lot of people were out of work, and couldn't afford to pay rent and whatnot. Jeremy was looking for people to work for him, because at the time that no, the dates don't work. The dates don't work. Huh. Anyways, yeah, they, I thought they started working for him before that hit. And I just lost a drill somewhere. There it is, it's on my lap. Good. Anyways, well, this young couple, Patience and Christian, they started off as tenants, and then they started working for him in exchange for rent. Because that's one of the benefits of working for him and being a tenant of his. Rent is covered. They don't have to pay rent or utilities. Or I think they might have to pay utilities, they just don't have to pay rent. Something like that. Oh, excuse me just a second. Let me just finish off my coffee here. Okay, so anyways, they were originally renting a one-bedroom apartment from him. And then he bought what they refer to as Hale's headquarters, not overly far from where they were living in Wooster, Ohio. And at the time, George was living in her own house, and Jeremy was living in his own house. And then they bought this big, ginormous house with a huge chunk of land, and it's a beautiful, gorgeous house. Strange layout, but it works. Lots of storage space. Anyways, yeah, so they bought this big, beautiful house, and they moved into it. And then the house that Jeremy had been living in, Patience and Christian, they got, I can't remember if they got married before or after. I think they got married could have been before. Yeah, I think they got married before. Well, they got married before the event, before Half Mil Time to Grill. Because at the event, at Half Mil Time to Grill, they announced that they were having a baby. Yay! And of course, everybody was like super excited. And yeah, they've got a beautiful baby girl. She just recently turned 1 years old. And she's a little blonde cutie. And she is spoiled. She is spoiled, but she's a cutie, so she gets away with it. Yeah. So yeah, they filmed the wedding. They were actually, I think they were live. They filmed live at the wedding. And it was a Catholic wedding. And then they filmed the reception afterwards, and it was a hoot, because Patience, she comes from a really big family. She's got a whole bunch of brothers and sisters, and so Jeremy and George, they're kind of their YouTube parents. they're YouTube grandparents to their daughter, and they named their little girl Pepper. And yeah, the fans, the What the Hales fans, they sent, like, every week, Jeremy and George, just about every single week, they have a live stream every Sunday, and the rest of the week they release a video every day of the week. It's very rare that they don't release a video, but there's always extenuating circumstances as to why. But anyways, during the live event, they open mail. They open up packages and gifts, and it's not just gifts for them, but there's also gifts for the people that work for them. Like in Florida, they've got a lady named Deanna that works more with them than for them. It's the same with Patience and Christian. They now are doing whatnot say auctions, and because of all the legal issues that they're going through, people, a lot of people are, like, sending money as well, and, like, they don't send a check, they send like $1 bill or $2. Excuse me, $1. They'll send, like, bills, paper money, in the mail, with packages or with letters, and yeah, basically, if every single one of their subscribers sent them $1, that's over $700,000, because they have over 700,000 subscribers. That's just insane, right? But they are currently at over $200,000. I think it's $230,000 in legal fees, and they're not done. They've got at least another year of court to go through, because I can't remember if it's August or October or even November that this one case, the defamation case, I believe it is going to trial. And they want trial by jury. What the Hales wants trial by jury. So that's going to be interesting. So yeah, these are the YouTubers that I watch. They've become they've kind of become addicted to everything that's going on, because it's like almost every single day is something new to do with this case. The legal issues pops up, and it would take a really long time to I could go through, I could talk some more about it, but as you can see, I've done this section and I'm still rambling on and on and on. I guess you could say trying to get to the 1 hour mark. But I'm done my coffee. I'm done this section. I'm gonna end it there for now, and I think I'm gonna cover this back up. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break from this, and I'm gonna go do some cross stitch and watch the replay of a live stream before Jill's live stream. All right, until next time, see you.